All right, so this next one that we're going to do, we're going to pull this down and we're going to start working with the second big button here where it says extrude. We're going to talk about extrude, loft, revolve, and sweep. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'll do the example, I'm going to pause the video and then come back to it so that it's one video, but you guys can get in there and practice the examples. So the extrude command, the way that one works is, actually you don't even need to practice this one. Actually, I'm going to save extrude because extrude and press pull, pretty much those are pretty similar, so I'm going to do those separately. So we'll just make this video or this section about loft, revolve, and sweep. I actually have little exercises that I've made for you guys to do. I'm going to show you my exercises, and I want you to do my exercises, but don't laugh at my drawings. Or if you do laugh, don't point and make me feel just embarrassed. So we're in the shared directory, Ashley Fuller, 3D projects. And so this first one, what was it when I pulled it down? Was that Loft? So I'm going to open the one called Loft. Yep, that is the first one here. So what the Loft command does is it takes several different objects and it makes them kind of sections. You're taking section views of objects and you're making it into one big solid object. So in this case, I'm going to take, I don't know why this looks so weird now. It's like the font changed. But we're gonna take these rings that I've drawn, and I'm gonna do the Loft command. You can select the rings, and you can see what it's doing. Look, when I press enter, we can do cross sections only. If I go into settings, this is the difference. You can't read that anymore, but that says ruled and that says smooth. So you can choose under settings if you want it to be ruled or smooth. Smooth just curves it out. Ruled has hard edges at the transition points for each one of those. So you'll pick one of those, it doesn't matter which one, and then you can see what happens. So that's a weird little shape there. I've also got this. So I've got a big pentagon and a little pentagon, and I've got a path that I want it to follow. So I'm going to say loft, this guy, this guy. When I press enter, I have an option here for path, and I can select this as my path, and look what happens. So it morphs those two shapes together, but it follows along a path. So a good example for this might be, I don't know why this is the one that always comes into mind, but in civil, if you were doing a curb, and you know you're following along a street, the line of the street might be the path, and you draw a little curb shape, and then you can just extrude that or loft it along that path.
So could that path be like a spline or a polyline or something that's got a lot of moves, a lot of.
I think so. Yeah,
so
that was
like,
an arc that I did.
That was a line, I guess there before,
That was an arc that I did in this example. But yeah, it should work for. I don't know about a spline if it's like gonna go like really crazy bends. I don't know. That might be something to play with and see. So this is the example that I used to have for years and years. This is my little example. AutoCAD release 2007 is when they came out with all these really fancy 3D. Y'all don't probably think it's fancy because you've never seen anything else, but trust me, this is fancy compared to old AutoCAD. So 2007 was a 3D release. Basically what they did was kind of like, I should say it on the video, but they just basically like ripped off other programs. So it was like, oh, this is cool, so let's do that. Oh, this is cool. It was awesome going from the old 3D to this. But the first time that I had to teach it, I came up with these little exercises, and it really was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to do my first 3D lecture the next day using the new AutoCAD. And so I made all of these little exercises. And I'm just saying that mostly so you don't laugh when you get to some of my really bad ones. But we did these exercises forever. When I was, every year, every fall, I have to go to a meeting at Autodesk, and they show us in this meeting, or they used to, they don't really do it anymore, but they used to show us the latest release, the upcoming release, and we were like kind of the first public audience to see it. And so when they came out with release 2007, they showed us all these commands, and they had demos already done. And so the guy was just up there with a, took a little big projection screen, and he was showing us this stuff. And the thing that he did was he made an airplane, and he made an airplane in like just a couple of seconds. And it was so cool. And I was like, man, that's awesome. He just used the Loft command, and he made this really cool airplane. So I was super jealous of that, but I'm not about to do like an airplane. And so I was saying that for years, and I always sent out this offer to students that if they wanted to do the airplane for me, I would totally use it. And guess who did an airplane a few years ago? I'm going to give him total credit. His name is Eris, and he did the airplane for me. So check this out. And he did them in different colors so that you could see. But I'm going to do the Loft command, and then I'm going to select here, here, here.
Well, it's not one of the 3D objects we have to make, right?
No, this is an exercise that you guys are going to do. So if we go to settings, we can just make sure that it's doing a smooth fit here. So there's the body of the airplane. I'm going to loft again. Look at that. Is that so cool? In just a second, I'm doing this here. Do. I made a few little rings in here. I got to give him credit because this is way better than anything I would have been able to do. But so there we go. Little propeller airplane. So you guys have that as your example that you're going to do.
Can you rotate that propeller independently of the rest of the plane?
Probably.
That would be cool.
Well, we haven't talked about the 3D rotate command, but let's see. What's like 60 degrees?
Orbit thing and make it.
Oop. It did rotate it, but it didn't stay in the same place. So let's undo. 3D rotate. Select this guy. Base point here. Rotation axis would be Y. I don't know why sometimes you can type in an angle and sometimes you can make it spin, and I don't know what it is that happens here. 90 degrees. So I'm rotating that.
Okay, yeah, but can you make it? Can you turn the spin thing on like you're doing?
Oh no, not orbit. No.
Orbit.
So anyway, so that's that guy right there. I want you guys to open up that 3D Loft exercise. You have to zoom way in to see my little guys over here. But go ahead and do these. Do this one, and then go do the airplane. And I will pause this video.